So now part 2 of our big Transformer Thursday pre-order drop and product reveals here on the Transformer Slag podcast. We are going to dive now into the Voyager class of Transformers Legacy United, and we're going to start with Transformers Legacy United Voyager class Metalhawk. This is a minor repaint of the original Legacy Evolution version we got last year. Mark, even on his Instagram, mentioned how they couldn't find the right gold that could be used for the body, out of fear of it breaking down over time, GPS, or it just not popping. They couldn't use chrome and they couldn't use paint because where the yellow plastic was on the body is also where transformation parts and friction areas are. So it was very tough to find something that could be molded in plastic for it. And they had to settle on this orangey kind of yellow that at least makes it look a little different. The blues are more lighter on it. The whites have been turned more gray, so it does kind of have a little bit of that original G1 1988 Master Force original toy coloring to it, but the yellows aren't chromey, so that kind of sucks in a lot of ways. I think they should have at least put a little bit of a sticker on the wing of the deco there, so just to kind of sell that home in, that at least it's the toy version, because the original did have a little bit of a sticker on the wings, but alas, they didn't do that, and we get a Metalhawk that even I personally suggest if you don't have a Metalhawk yet, I would probably get the original one that we got through Legacy Evolution, since it's more animation accurate with the yellow and just looks nicer in my opinion. And maybe skip out on this toy version and maybe the Legacy Evolution version, because it's already a year old. They might be kicking around a little bit, so might be even cheaper to get. It's a shame because I love Metalhawk and he made my top 5 Transformer toys of last year, so it's kind of a downer, but it is what it is. But let's talk about a major upper instead. Transformers Legacy United Voyager class animated Motormaster is here. So the super expensive BotCon 2011 exclusive character is now a retail item for all to buy, and I'm very happy for all of you that you could get an opportunity to own him. This is a repaint and a retool of the Transformers Legacy United Voyager class animated Optimus Prime. No surprise, we saw the listings for these. We knew this was going to be coming at some point. The new head on him is pretty much all you get otherwise. It's just pretty much a repaint with a brand new head sculpt. Mark mentions in his designer notes that he was deeply referencing the Derek J. Wyatt head design for this and really wanted to do it justice, and also wanted to make sure that it could fit within the crevices of the transformation, because at the end of the day, it is a box for a head. Also interesting to note that on those design sketches, there was also a very G1 styled Motormaster head there too, so that's pretty wild. Were they also thinking of maybe going about it that way? Were they thinking of that being an alternate head also for this mold? Very interesting that that's on there, but something to take note of for maybe something in the future. He looks great. He looks great otherwise. I mean, black repaints of Optimus Prime molds always pop, and they always look great. And this gives fans an opportunity to own a character that was honestly gate-kept behind a extremely pricey box set from, more than a decade ago. So I'm happy that now people could pick him up. And in my opinion, probably a better version than even the BotCon one, because it comes with that better axe and everything and just looks really good. And that's coming from someone who owns the BotCon one. I think this one looks even better. So this is great stuff. And happy that it's out there. Hope people could get an opportunity to pick him up. And the last one we're going to be covering is a big one for many, because it's a second chance for many people who weren't able to shell out the money on the secondary market to pick him up because of what was going on with this Netflix exclusive originally. We're getting our first look at the Transformers Legacy United Leader Class Generation 1 Soundwave with Buzzsaw, Rumble, and Ravage, a all retail, not like what we got before with Netflix and Walmart exclusives and all the craziness. This is available everywhere as a leader class, all in one pack, celebrating the 40th anniversary of Transformers. And this is great news for fans, because it was a nightmare for people to get that Netflix Soundwave. It really wasn't available anywhere outside of the United States. It just very trickled out, and considering it came out during a time when the Big V was kind of still a thing, it was difficult to get him. He was scalped to death. He was put in the secondary market. People were paying outlandish money for it. And now you can finally get a Soundwave with some of his cassettes and a nice little package and a paint scheme that's pretty darn good. And it's pretty much in a lot of ways the Netflix Soundwave. I mean, when you kind of compare them across, it's the Netflix Soundwave Deco with the yellow slightly being a little more orangey, and the visor is now a light piping, like the dramatic capture version. I mean, it's a pretty good, solid second chance of getting the Netflix figure with some extras. And what are those extras? You get Buzzsaw, you get Rumble, and you get Ravage, 3 cassettes in there. Now, the Buzzsaw is very important because this figure and this character has not gotten a proper update of the Generation 1 design in easily over 10 years, outside of some weird oddball stuff that we get of him. But this is like the first proper update in more than a decade. So him taking that, Earthrise Laserbeak mold, giving him the redeco and turning it into Buzzsaw is a pretty big deal. And it's a bit of an exclusive to this set in a lot of ways, character-wise, so it also adds a little value to it. The Ravage, more or less, it's one of these, like, pick your paint deco that you like the most of the past few versions of this mold. Hate to say it, but I think the Netflix one might be the one that wins this one out. Netflix Earthrise, if you want to call it that. The Rumble, which is a repaint of a Studio Series 86 Rumble, honestly is not the best you could do. The Studio Series 86 one had the more screen-accurate colors, and this one clearly is trying to, it's trying to be the G1 one, but it's trying to also be screen-accurate with the purples and the blues. I don't know what's really going on with that one, but I think that in this case, I would still get the Studio Series 86 Core Class individual Rumble and go with that one instead. But I mean, it's part of this pack, so they had to make something different about it. I mean, I probably would have went with a more obscure character, but at the end of the day, this pretty much is a nice little set that gets you a top-tier Soundwave, a exclusive Buzzsaw, and maybe some middle-of-the-road Ravage and Rumble figures. But considering your alternatives is either the exclusive Japanese, dramatic capture secondary market version, which probably will go for a decent penny, just by what's packed in there and shipping, or the Netflix one, which again, hopefully will have a softened value now with this one out. It's a great pickup at a leader class MSRP price point. And it's a 40th anniversary item, so I kind of understand why they went with Rumble and Ravage in there instead of some more obscure characters for repaints. But again, it's 40th anniversary item. It's going to also target the casual fans that remember Transformers, and I love Sound Tape Guy. So it works out in the end. I think it's great. I think it's, again, another opportunity for people to pick up what was normally an extremely expensive mold. But dare I say, we've seen this Soundwave mold being used quite a bit now. I think it's time now for a Studio Series 86 version to come at some point. So I don't know what to say. Pick this one up, not pick this one up, wait for Studio Series 86. Hard to say. But that's just something I want to put out there. Again, all these are going up for pre-order right now on Hasbro Pulse, so get them while you can before they sell out. Otherwise, it's off to the retail aisles in that crazy world, and good luck there. That's it all. That's it otherwise for these past 3 crazy days on the Transformer Slag podcast and talking about all these crazy things. What did you order? What was the thing that interests you? Me, it's those GoBots and, of course, the comic edition Emerald Zaron and Flame. Those are my day one purchases for sure. What were yours? And again, thanks for listening to the Transformer Slag podcast. And as always, I'll talk to you in the near future.